indexes and shit like that to show what and where and how, and you know, like the VIX does this and the VOK does this and the VIF does, you know, and like they're all different, like consumer goods, consumer staples, consumer this, consumer that, and just showing where everything semi correlates and where it unties and different things like that. So it's kind of cool.
It actually sounds incredibly cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's like I mean, it's what it is. Everybody's gonna have their fucking idea of what they think's gonna happen, but it's like I think, you know, we're gonna have this run up because of this stimulus, and then I think we're at that end of that cycle, and you know, before this, I wouldn't have said at the end of that cycle. I would have been like, it seems like we're about to readjust. You know, like I kept saying, it seems like it's good. So it seems like it kind of went along with their thing, is that we're at the end of the stage one of this cycle, because after the pandemic, it basically reset the cycle, because when you're that low on the bottom, you know, on the fucking SPY or whatever, you basically, there is no other option. You're in growth now, bitch, because you've been demolished. So
the only thing that if it is a cycle change, it doesn't. So it doesn't seem like we're cycling from up to down, back to up. It seems like we're cycling, and then from one bubble, there's a steep cliff, and immediately we're kind of like, there's not a huge downtrend. And even where you say where it's going to happen, I agree. But at the same point, I think the catalyst that's going to start the next one like that is everyone's like, dude, everyone's on high level assumption that
a big part of it too is like, you know, when we're talking about this, a majority of what they're talking about is tech stocks and things like that. Like all this does is makes other types of stocks now go into overperform.
Yes.
Energy, consumer goods, you know, those style staples. There was another one, but yeah, basically those now will start going into overperform, and the tech stocks and all those will start being labeled as overweight and overvalued and shit like that. Because like Apple right now, I guess, is a 8-to-1 on every $8, or every dollar earned is $8 in fucking investor money, which is one of the higher ones for being in that, you know, that technology or whatever. Most of them are like 3-to-1, some shit like that. And so Apple's way up there at 8-to-1. Tesla's like fucking 217-to-1 or some shit like that, which is, yeah, off the chart for that kind of shit. But yeah, it's just, like I said, very interesting. Tied a lot of shit together. So it's one of those ones where you had to keep backtracking to reread to see what the fuck they were talking about like a second ago, because yeah, lots of things pointing at lots of things and lots of words.
Yeah. Comprehending a sentence and then having to comprehend a brand new sentence and then having to compare them together and then making sure you don't actually forget. Like, I'm not 100% sure what that last sentence said. I have a gist after the math, but yeah.
Look at that picture and try to figure out what the fuck are they even talking about, like comparatively, you know, because it wasn't the best of pictures. So it's like, you know, you're trying to figure out, it's like, where the fuck, what is this guy even talking about? So
there's I more than anything have been, my mind has been has been just running, circling a couple of truisms that are just becoming, I don't know, at its core, man, clearly this is the harshest lingo game we've had to overcome, which just screams keeping poor people poor on the, like everyone I'm talking about the market right now, dude, it feels a lot like a car. It feels a lot like a car in the sense that, you know, a car might be a really shitty analogy because they don't feel that way about cars anymore, but a deep level of wanting to understand how the combustion engine works before willing to drive the car. And I have to tell you, man, I'm realizing as I start to comprehend all of this more, how unimportant the comprehension actually seems to be. For actually being successful, it doesn't seem to be necessary. It can add to your function. You have obviously more control to make mistakes and alter, you know, like, yeah, whenever you change the settings. But it seems, dude, the more I'm seeing, it's like, no, you just have to have a baseline understanding of, you need to find out if you're interested. That's pretty much what it seems to be. And then find sources that give you information and make small decisions until you're confident, and then make big decisions.
Exactly. Just keep making your decisions.
And honestly, I think a lot of, and even when I look at that, I'm like, man, when I say decisions, I mean, like, find a motherfucker who's willing to give you tips and do his tips for a couple of weeks and see how you feel when they're done. Like, that's a very, like, I don't think you should do your research. I
Yeah,
don't
do the
believe,
Addy challenge. That
yeah,
motherfucker just asks you to buy one single stock of each of his plays for a week and then see where you're at.
yeah, dude, and more than, and that's almost like when I'm telling people why they should do it, I'm like, I don't fully know how to, because this is why I keep running around. I'm like, I don't want to just, people want to learn and do it. I want them to learn, but I'm like, man, I have to tell you, and it literally like real estate, it is the literal analogy of real estate, how much time you can waste learning about this thing that is completely irrelevant to actually playing it. It is so unimportant to the whole thing. Like if you just called people and asked to buy their house, you would get deals, but I could give you fucking a decade worth of knowledge on how to get deals and never do anything. Like, and this is the same course. And I even think about that like when we're talking options, like this is a straight tactic. You don't need to understand any of the underlining reasons. You just need to know, like, I don't know, dude, there's a lot in a lot of high level algebra or math and calculus. You realize like one symbol is a very long equation. We just accept that symbol as a pseudo answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of this ends up having to be. But people want to, all of a sudden they want to know how to get there or what that means. I'm just like, I don't, dude, the language is so confusing already. You can't also try to understand how it works below it. You're spending full time doing a mental gymnastics of translating. It's worse than electricity, man. Electricity is just opposite, but at least it uses water mechanics, which make complete sense in all honesty. Yeah, once you use any of the thought process against it. But with options, it's like, yeah, I totally, and it's just starting to annoy me on some level because I'm talking to Brandon because I reached out to him last night, like, why am I not talking to him about this right now? He's my boy. I know he has money, and we're trying to figure this shit out. I'm texting all my friends at this point, like, I don't know what you're doing. This is where I'm at. This is what I think you should at least give a try, especially because right now, if there's ever been a time, I have the Roblox example with a cheaper example happening in 14 days. I will
Yeah.
be as successful. Like, and even dude, and even when I say that, I'm like, I'm realizing there's seems to be like three, because I'm always thinking like, how can a motherfucker use this to make their life easier, but it not being work? I'm gonna make a lot of work internally because I want to see it all. I want to see what it can play, but I really want to see where they decipher. And I'm really coming to like, dude, it seems silly not to buy stocks under $3 based on any method that you can filter them into you passively. Sounds real weird, but it's a good way. Better off doing that than searching for them and trying to time it, because if you hear it often enough, that timing seems to work as good. Don't know why, but it seems to. And at $3, you can do it. Secondarily, you got to find a fucking motherfucker who will just give you tips. Pay him, doesn't matter. Like anyone who does a regular in and out play, because you need to be doing those. You
Mm-hmm.
have to experience them. You need to understand that. Every stock you buy can't jump up all the time, and you also have to like. It's just knowing that, feeling that all the time, and feeling it happen in 3 days, and feeling it happen in a week. There's so many realizations that promotes. And wow, my money can actually work for me. It can just hang out here, and I can make it more. And as long as I don't fucking throw it away or take it out, I can go right back in with more soldiers. It's compounding interest at a rate way more than 72, bro. To me, that play is a compounding interest on steroids. And you can try to find one, but again, I think it's easier to fucking find someone that already knows where they are and they're giving them inexpensively. Like at its
Yeah.
core, dude, I can't tell enough people that the biggest thing that changed was having someone hand us consistently researched leads that we could just play and watch and just decide when we were exiting. We only had to figure out when we were leaving. And it allowed us to really watch something because it had a catered confidence opinion. And again, it didn't matter its accuracy because no one's right 100% of the time, but you need to just take someone's word for it and find out if you can make profit off of it consistently.
Mm-hmm.
It's real, yeah. And
Good.
don't ask, dude. And take 5%. Don't ask when to exit. Be happy at 5%, no matter how little you're putting in It's 5% sucks at one share, but at 100 shares, 5% is normally fine. Like it's really good. And then watch yourself. Watch. Be mad that you saw it go up. And then lose because you didn't sell it early enough. Go through all of those things, but it's always your entry is always good. So it's entirely mistake driven. You're not worried about the entry. You're not worried about the fundamental. There's so many things that you're not concerned about. And then the third one is SPACs, man. I got to tell you, I really do think SPACs are the way that people are going to level up their lives a lot quicker. Like, dude, the fact that, again, I repeat, BarkBox has not transferred yet. They said news 3-4 months ago. It went from what it's at right now to 17 right back down. But seeing post-converted SPAC companies, when you research all the ones out there that other than the Portsmouth and other related tech/medical industries, every other converted SPAC, and by converted SPAC, I mean no longer the SPAC name. It has gone to its new ticker. It's, for all intents and purposes, I believe it is complete. And now you own this company. It has IPO'd, would be the best line for where that is. BarkBox will be a $25 company. And we're about to be out of the first quarter. They know they're going to announce it in the second quarter, and their sales have been doing just fine. It's pretty impressive. Depending on when their earnings and when their merger goes through, that thing is going to have a lot of spikes. Now look, for a while, you've literally been having a guy feed you entries on a $3 to $5 stock, and you've been watching exits and outs. And now you're doing that personally on a stock that you're passively following, but you know it's going to go from 10 to 17. This is what they do. 17 is a way more than 5% jump. And you know if you jump down to that. So if you've already been practicing the play in and out, you have the play. You've already done it. Your body's going to dude. No one's body isn't going to reflexively start mimicking this play in that scenario. It would be the likelihood of it not happening, right? When you consider like just how we work as everyone, if they're actively jumping in at a low and exiting with the money and jumping back into that same, because the guy said it again a week ago, and they are really interested in their $10 play, DraftKings. Dude, a lot of people, if they were in the market in any level, would have found out whatever the SPAC that bought DraftKings was. I don't know. I didn't know it was bought by it. I only knew it afterwards. But dude, I thought Bark had already.
Yeah, I didn't know all that. Yeah, exactly. I was doing the market at the time it happened, but had no clue what all that stuff meant.
Yes.
And I was just like, if I don't know, stay away.
Mm-hmm. But once you kind of describe these three, I don't know if they're strategies because they're not techniques, obviously, because there's techniques within them. I think I don't know if they're just fundamentals or if they're just channels or if they're plays. I know there's a correct noun, adjective, no.
Adjective.
What?
So I think adjective. Describe a word.
But it's an action. We're describing a type of action. That's why it comes off like an adjective, but it's a noun for an action. That's a verb. I can't figure out what the correct, because I'm pretty sure strategy on some level is a verb, isn't it? Or is technique a verb? Or is tactic a verb? I guess all of those words, if those are adjectives, then they're adjectives of verbs, aren't they?
Yeah, I can't think of what that word is.
It's definitely not an adjective to a noun. These are all, okay. Either way, whatever that bucket is in this fucking awesome world we call language, I just really quickly, I don't see that being, I see that being a very easy fundamental to like, dude, I'm going to build my brand helping people get financially free. That's that. I mean, I understand that totally. I'm going to talk a lot of shit about it and then push people towards channels because like, dude, it's just there. Like, and once we found one person who gave us any leads, it was like, okay, sweet. Now we've got just, again, 3 different methods going on, and most of them are passive. And if you check your phone for anything else, it's very easy to just get in the habit of looking either at a watch list or a positions list.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we make it, dude, if I can make a couple of videos on how to set
what I just do is get them trained to just spend the 5 minutes in the beginning of the day and just set their alerts.
And see, man, that's so right there. I believe how we build the email list is, I believe the big push is going to be the guide on how to make it easy. And it's going to be the video guide on setting alerts. It's going to be the teaching of good habits and the tutorials on how to implement those habits. Very, very straightforward, dude. It works every time. People don't know what to do. And when they figure out what, they don't know how, or vice versa. And it's like, if you don't want to be, the way you make this easy is by being proactive on setting up alerts. Sign up for this guide on how to set up alerts on Webull right now. And then just bam, give me your email. There's that one, you know? So and that's, I just know long-term that's 4-hour work week. 4-hour work week will always be very powered on that email list, but also I just really want to help people, man. I really do. I think we'll move way faster helping people, especially passively. Like, that's the craziest thing. I'm like, I'm not even trying to get you to give me money or invest in me. I just feel like you're working And if you put a little bit of your money here, it could work for you. And fundamentally, I'm so pro that over you using your labor that I just want you to experience it. That is my internal motivator, man. Every time I push back on how come, why is this really why is that seems to be why. Since I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, bro, I always, it was always, oh, you get stocks because stocks are a quick way to jump your money to different values. And then when you have a baseline, you throw that money into your first investment property. You can obviously do a lot of businesses that make money in that whole transaction, but as an investor, no, if you're just having your money work for you, that's literally what you do. You put it in the market, you can manipulate it so it increases its value very, very quickly. And then you push a large chunk of that as a down payment, not buying whole. So you're, again, 10xing your money, or at least 5xing, you're putting down 20%, they're covering 80. So, you're getting a 5x return on your money. And now you've got a passive income. And okay, sweet. You could rotate that. You could literally rotate that your whole life, but it's never having enough money because it gets spent. And I think I can argue with enough people that if you play video games, any kind of free to play, if you're doing any level of scratch ticket, how dope would it be if your scratch ticket was bad and you could just sit on it for a couple of days and it magically became good?
Yeah.
That's what I'm offering you. Your worry about putting your money in the market, how often is that a choice? You are going to lose the $2 either way. But you tell me.
We're all talking about now. Everybody's getting stimulus money, so everybody's got a clean opportunity if they want to. It's more than the other ones, so just think it was the same as the first one. Take that extra 200 and throw it in your fucking Robinhood or your Webull.
Everyone right now, I'm literally saying, listen. There's nothing smarter. If you have right now, if you have $100, you need to open up a Webull account, put that $100 in, buy this stock. And in 20 days, when you double your money, put your $100 back. And now you have $100 to start investing with. This can change your life forever. Mm-hmm. And it's a free opportunity, period. That's how I'm literally saying, look, here's a craps table. I'm going to guarantee you're going to put your number on a fucking winner that's going to double your money. I want you to take your fucking money off the table and I want you to start playing with house money from the get. And the only thing you're going to be real pissed about at me is because you only doubled your money and you didn't know what to do when you cashed it out. Or you bought back in and you're pissed at me because somehow that was my fault.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you fucking buy it at 20, you sell it at 25 all day. If it does, not day one if you want, because you have 3 day triggers. You have 3. Don't do it again. But I would wait till tomorrow. I think it's a safe bet. After I saw what Roblox did, I'm fine. I'm no matter how high it goes the 25th, it's going to be perfectly okay the next day. Mm-hmm. I need to. What's the 20? Actually, on a Thursday. If it actually comes out, I believe it says it's the 25th. That's weird. An IPO on a Thursday. Actually, I have no idea what it's going to do. I just got way more excited. It could be horrendous on Friday, and there could be a really nice buying opportunity. That's weird. So, yeah, okay, whatever.
Or the other side too. A lot of times, that's one of those days where it's people's unloading. I mean, if they are unloaded, now there's more opportunity for them to get in deeper.
Yes.
So, yeah, it could swing either way. That's cool.
Right. So it's kind of interesting. I think that'll be fun because, again, because by the following Tuesday, it's irrelevant. It's that's just, it will only affect your life if you're watching. That is it. It will feel like, it's funny, dude. More than ever, I have realized that the present is not time, but more time is both the collapse and the aggregation of all that data. Like,
it's like this, and you're right there at the
yeah, dude.
And you're just rolling forward, and it's just staying with
How is it that you can? I can be caught so many times in the day with a random price point, but the next day that is just a fucking high low, and then some random data that's already too far to comprehend. And if I look at it through a week, it just disappears. Levels just disappears, and that it's only being in the present moment that it makes it stressful. I'm going to push sell, dude. I'm going to push. I think that I think people are. I get the don't put a stop loss. I'm so anti stop loss right now on a level where I'm like, fuck that. Find an entry you're confident.
Yeah, the system's rigged. You can't use them.
Put a sell order. Put a sell order that's 6% above. And guess what?
Put an alert. Put an alert 5 cents off of where you want to be on both sides, your stop loss and your price target.
Yeah, and on Webull, it actually lets you just set a percentage, so you don't even have to know.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Yeah, exactly. I like that one too.
Yeah, but like, never set a stop loss. You bought a price that you like. You're selling this thing at a profit. Period. I'm going to guarantee that because the entry is really good, and if it drops dramatically, these are low end investments. That's why it goes to SPACs. That's why it goes to $3 stocks. You know, the option plays, the option income. That's a third channel that is just so far removed from this that's why I don't talk about. But that is that third channel. I think people need to know that because that's income on steroids.
And that's, yeah, as you're saying, plus too, it's like, you can always in the beginning introduce like the lottery style ones because you can get a lottery fucking option for $5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've one time had one hit out of all the ones I've done, so it probably broke me even. And yeah, it was like a $5 investment, and I think I made like 230 off it. And it was like, holy fucking balls, like, holy shit, you can do that. Like, oh my God, I see where people chase those so far out of the money ones that every once in a while pan out. I mean, if you have 1 in 20 pan out and you're getting paid over $100 on that $5, you're good,
And you can really ask yourself, hey, how fun is it fun to break even? For a lot of people, like, yes, that is a free drug. I don't disqualify the ride. I think it should be not overqualified and not over-evaluated, but it has to be looked at and evaluated. I think so rarely we don't, dude, every aspect has to be weighted. Otherwise, you don't have a good measurement. And I know it's frustrating because it's a lot of work, but like, dude, I love craps because I'm just as happy breaking even as I am making money on my system. I enjoy the
funny thing is
watching
to
the
me
dice
how like your presence is, like how relative that is. It's like, man, there ain't no ride happening unless you're watching.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it turns that bitch into a real ride. Like,
Yeah. It's very, very true. It's almost like, dude, I see a questionnaire already that we can build in Thrive themes or Thrive Quiz Builder that is almost both a not risk tolerance, but like yeah, I guess opposite of risk tolerance. I want to know how risk tolerant you are. I want to know how advantageous you are. Like, how adventurous are you? Not risk. How adventurous are you, and what level of perception do you want of that? So, like, are you anxious but very adventurous? So, like, yeah, I love the idea of big swings, but I don't want to live in that moment a lot. Would be like the extreme of high on one but low on the other. So, like, hell yeah, I definitely want to gamble, but man, I can't handle the stress of gambling.
Yeah, I want to gamble. I just can't watch.
Yes,
I'll turn away and look back when it's done.
Dude, and I think there's a mixture of either habits of watching / setting stop losses, but what's the one for the sell? Like, we have a word for stop loss. We don't have one for stop gain.
Oh, limit order or a limit sell.
Yeah, so we have to use the technical term. It doesn't get a fun one.
Yeah, no. Price target.
Dude, I'm not conspiracy about it, but like in every game I've ever played, I've never had a problem buying something, knowing a market moves, not always knowing how fast it moves, but knowing it moves, buying something, setting a sell order, and knowing one of two things are happening. It's going in my mailbox because it's been a week, or money's coming in my mailbox. And when it comes back, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to reevaluate where the price is because I've got to look at it now. And I'm going to do my next guess and see if I'm right within a week. And it's probably going to be whatever it was last time, or I might even move it up because motherfucker, bro, trust me, there's a lot of ways to manipulate markets. All you have to do is watch the data enough. And I've been caught in both fucking people buying me out just to sell all that shit at 5 times right before some big shit came out to so many market plays, dude. In video games, it's not hard to become a big player to where you can really affect a single server if that's just what you're trying to do that day. But dude, again, if you never watch price history on a daily level, it's too dense to watch it. Like, you have to actively watch that because you can't pull it apart after time hits it. Once present is gone and time is now true, it's done. The mental effort it would take to try to pull that out and like realize it in a real moment is just not going to happen. But watch it for a couple of days, bro. Watch it, man. Dude.
Yeah, exactly. Watch some live video of somebody actually going in and out on those, just as with anything else, we know it for movies. Man, you'll mirror that real quick. You'll feel that guy's pain.
Well, dude, so here's a perfect example on like the negative instead of the positive. Let's go with alert versus buy order. I like the buy order because then I technically should not look at it. I should just be happy I got whatever I got it is, and whatever price it is after I got it is irrelevant. If I do that, sweet, I find out. So when eyes hit 15 and kept dropping down, and I was hearing what they were saying, and I was looking at the bridge price, I was like, shit, I actually do think it's going to be 17 plus on Monday. I'll buy it at 14. I'll buy it under 15. At this point, I'm getting very confident I'm getting confident in trying to prove myself wrong is where I'm at. And I love that part of the game. Fucking love it, bro. I'm like, yes. Because I'm very rarely catching those. I like, when I'm cocky on that level, it's not often. So I'm like, man, I hope it goes under 15. I get 10. It does. I was really happy. It was like, but it only went under for a second. It got hit at 88. And I was like, shit, let me get it for under 90. Couldn't, got it at like 91. There's always that little, those inches are hard, but that's because I was actively trying. I was like, you know what? I watched it go down. I watched it go to 16. So I'm like, I want to make more than $2. I just need to buy this again. So I'm just going to put a buy order. Now, I don't use your resistances or addies. I think they're way too far away and there's way too many opportunities missed. It's just my theory. And until I do my basically having where you guys would buy in and seeing my results, I can't really talk shit. But I just see the price jump so much in those gaps that it would seem silly not to cut them to jump in those 50% points where wherever you track, I almost always am mentally half that before you track them. Like when I'm guessing where I want to be, it's weird how I'm almost very in the middle of whatever they are, like not like on either edge, but either way. So I set the order. What do you call it? Sweet, it goes through. So I jump in and get excited. But I also see them laughing because yeah, it went to my price and then it went way more. And now I'm just looking at a massive loss. I went to, yeah, I'm going to make it easy, $4 instead of $2 to losing $6. And I was like, oh, it's so good. And it's hard to stop. Now, that story is where it's like, what is your level of watching? Now, if you're okay with the short-term ride and if you're not going to make bad, quick decisions, basically stop loss decisions, I don't recommend alerts. Because it's very hard to buy and then not watch immediately after your purchase. And that's when that can happen, and that's got to be unimportant. So sure, go with alerts, but have a price in your head. But even when I say that to myself, then don't bother with alerts. Put the fucking buy order in. If it hits, dope. You're now in a play. If it doesn't, dope. Then you now have the money for the next one that you wanted to put it on that you wouldn't have had the money if this happened. It's a win-win. And then once you're in, it really is like when I was in, then there's your 2 exits. Do I want to actively watch it and just be happy cutting it where I like, which is my active ride? If I passively was able to get into it at a random price, I love getting off the ride when I want. I really do. It's a very fun experience for me. I think it's why I like the people just giving entries, because then you feel like you have more control on the exit. I don't know why that is. However, for a lot of them, for weird ones, no. Just put the sell order in, because that's like for the ones that you're not watching actively because you want to catch the up downs, like the sundials. But for like eyes, nah, man, eyes, tomorrow morning, I'm going to watch the pre-market. Whatever the high is, I'm going to fucking put my sell order at fucking about 80, I think 87 or 83. I haven't figured out what side of the coin I like of that one. I guess it's going to be depending on my confidence on how that high charts in pre-market will probably be where I decide on that. But then I'm just going to set it. And my goal is not to make a bunch of money on fucking eyes. I hope both those guys make more than I do. I've only got 40 shares. I'm $400 in. I bought it at 14. I want to sell it for 17. That's $3 times 4.
120.
I'm 120 on 400, bro. Hell yeah. I'll take a fucking like 27 or 30 something percent return on that without trying to time the market, without trying to I don't want to be swimming. I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to wrestle for this 30%. I want to do what I've done in every video game. Buy it, set it, find out, be happy. Maybe I won't make as much because I got to push it through, but this isn't a stock where it's not a GME. Like, again, this method of play is for specific examples. Like, and that's why I want to know, what are the types, how is it the play style that you want to play in this game? Because there are those types of entries. There are those types of stocks. I know this. I can't fully.
That'd be cool. You can manage that into it, and then you just fall back on me or have me be the just the standard bread and butter cutter. Because fucking, dude, I am gonna fucking, like I said, I've been thinking about this. I am so gonna be the XLLS guy. Like,
I'm very excited about that because, dude, I am, because the core. I think the core of how I think we're going to build a Patreon group, because everyone's just making money through subscriptions and everyone seems to be more, the fact that he is in charge of the Patreon seems to be his biggest mistake. People are just so comfortable paying someone through Patreon. It's retarded. It just is. So many of them are. And so many of them are offering a couple of different things, but at its core, it's just, I have a way better entry because I think for dirt cheap, bro, I think it'll be that. It'll literally be, listen, this play costs $150, but if you have $150, this is what you can expect over the next 3 years, period. And for $5 a month, you will know every time we enter and every time we exit. on just what you're doing. That is it. If you would like to know other plays or other holdings, cool. It's probably somewhere else in there. If we want to put it in there, it might be too much work because fucking no one wants to. We don't have a way where it automatically updates, and that's why. Simple as that.
Zap TD. But.
Yes, but 100%. And dude, but it will be that because I think a lot of the lead captures, all the lead capture, like I'm seeing, people. Dude, if I'm getting email addresses, that means people are coming to my website. That's the thing that's annoying me. No, like I'm not getting these and they're not going there. All right, these are all website based. I don't have a single fucking email thing that says, how to invest using only $100, how to invest only using $200, how to every price point with a strategy against that, or a couple of the channels that I've been I was just running circles around before. What do you call it? Because those other ones are actually very easy. Like those those I will be filtering in because those will be the playgrounds that I'm playing. But at its core, I think it's, yeah, man, like, dude, you have $150. Fucking sign up for this, put that money there.
Yeah, wait for Sundial to hit $1.10.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Go all in.
Exactly. Honestly, whatever you decipher, and I'm not even trying to charge a lot for it. I don't want to charge a lot for it. What I want to do is I want to try to build a community against that and then start using it as a recruiting method. I want to build an army. That's what I want. I think that's its purpose. And if you haven't noticed, dude, even the YouTubers, they find a lot of deals from the fucking herd all day. Yeah, I can't tell you how many YouTubers after their channel has found some, like once it hits a 20 to 50K subscriber length, they seem to hit about over 1,000 Patreon members. Most are $5 a month minimum. Just so you know, just letting you know that one. They all of a sudden it's hard for them not to like, thanks to the Patreon group, I didn't know about this one, but yeah, let's go. But still same review process. Like,
oh, dude, yeah, I've been watching, dude, Addy making Tesla plays this last week. Dude, before last week, this motherfucker, I watched him talk shit to people, tell people off, they're stupid, like it swings too wild, you can't chart that thing right. Then all of a sudden, there's this new dude in the group that he seems to play.
You can't chart that shit right, son.
This other dude seems to play butterflies or something and a few other like more complex strategies. And so now I'm seeing that dude last week had mentioned the Tesla play, made some stupid money off it, and now all last week fucking Addy's on it. Like, okay, Tesla option, buy it at this, sell it. Like they're going to town on it. So it's
nice. Find out what I can get a premium year subscription for. I didn't like being a free member because I didn't want to pay and I didn't like being sold to. And at some point I'm just like, it's not worth it right now. I kind of pissed the guy off and all I want to see is the premium plays for my own selfish intent. But I like the group of people. Again, dude, I was in the poor circle and I didn't want to pay for that. And that was my problem. And I realized like, I can't change that, but I can change where I am. So I can't change my problem, but I can definitely change my situation. So, yeah, and fuck, dude, what smoke screen or what reason? Like, I don't want to have the conversation with him. I want to know what the price is, and I would imagine that if what do you call it, however it's written off, there's no awkwardness behind it. I just know that I am not successful at those weird conversations, but I am successful at just jumping back in the pool like nothing happened. I learned that if you don't bring it up, they don't bring it up. But if I have to have the conversation on how to get into that room, dude, I just don't. I've found myself locked out of many rooms.
Hell yeah.
You fought, dude. I think that's what I love most. Dude, you love the fact that I will always find someone new, but you're just so excited that, man, you hate people and they don't like me. So it's not exactly like you got no problem getting rid of them. You have literally a built-in both entry and exit. Like factually, you could just so confident. Like if you just stop liking someone, you could just let time happen and I would probably do it. Sooner or later, even if we're being successful, I'd be angry. I would do it. It doesn't matter. It's a lot like how you win a game. You win because you get to see everything they did and you get what's left over. I use a very similar method for what was a better plan retrospectively, but because no matter what happens, I'm just so ADD. On some level, I did think of that situation before it happened. Very rarely is it a new thought. Like, dude, it's not a laser, bro. It's fucking a disco ball. People just hate me. And obviously some level of shit I was talking. The problem is, dude, I'm so inactive. I talk so much shit and I don't take enough action. I'm never in a position where I'm like, and see. We're like, it is what it is. I
Well,
guess
this one will be able to. I mean, I looked last night. We've taken now 18,000 out of the account in 4 months.
fuck you, bro. We're making. It's really hard to know how much you're making. Like, I know we're subtracting so much, so it's like hard to know. I hadn't
Dude,
really
I
done
had to
the
look
like.
last night. I was like, holy fucking shit, yo.
Wow, that feels way realer, dude.
Next
That's why.
next week, we'll have taken 10,000 each.
Really, bro? Yeah, man. I think that's why I feel like a lot better about like just the generic, like,
It
all
was
right,
good. I was laughing my ass off last
shelter.
night when I saw that. I was like, oh shit, you were gonna die when you hear this one.
Dude, that's just when you think about, I don't know, really 3 weeks ago. There's a lot of present time cuts that we could just kind of stamp real quick. But like, dude, how good does that make the producer feel? Because like, dude, I gotta tell you, I have like so many good neurons firing off at like that's like real data.
Dude, like real, like, dude, we've about taken the account total out, and we've got about the account total in there. Like
Yeah,
just like today.
dude, and really only because of bad like our valuation is not wrong. We have more than that. We just
Mhm.
don't, yeah, we just don't have it in current.
It's just time has it at a different place right now. Yeah, that's all it is.
That is that is fucking damn, dude. We have two people living off of a 25K egg. That is a crazy return, dude. We
Yo.
$20,000 return over 6 months on $25,000, bro. That's a really crazy return.
Well, you know what's funny is if you look at 6 months, man, because of where we were, yeah, we're looking at like a $40,000 gain. So, because you remember we took a fucking 14 up to 28 ride, then took our 28 up to 38, pulled 5, rode it back to the fucking like 34, down to 29. But a lot of the down to 29 was us taking it because we seemed to hold value there for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Then it's like it tanked down, but we still, were able to draw against it because we weren't fully invested.
Nope.
And yeah, we're still, like I said, we're fucking, yeah, just about to hit our 20K mark.
Yeah, man. What?
Yeah.
So crazy.
Didn't think we were gonna be doing that one.
Nah, man. Nah, no, because like again, wow, that did kind of hockey stick. It's weird. Like we just jumped it so hard and then we kind of plateaued it right there. And then we had to like check a bunch of previous boxes to it didn't even feel like that shit was happening either. So it's like you just kind of don't know. But it's like, yeah, dude, even when it's all said and done, like even after this payment, because this one isn't mine, this one goes to the savings account, dude, I'm still whole $1,700 mine, free and cleared, like for whatever my monthly bills are, which is like seem to be about 250 in like random digital services between like jiu-jitsu's 120 and the gym is 27, and then the rest is like business related. But like 1,700, man, it's dope. Good, dude. And it's hilarious, man. I don't know if I told you this, but I was in like Arizona for a week a couple weeks ago, and not this week but next week I'm gonna be in San Diego for a week. What is that, man? That shit's weird. Like, I'm trying to figure out my schedule because Caitlin's like, yeah, we're going to San Diego and we're doing some stuff in Bear Lake. Those are in 2 months, like 2 different months. These things are happening. Super excited about both of them. Not really worried about it. But like, she's like, that's happening soon. I'm like, I thought that was happening months from now. She's like, no, it's happening weeks. I'm like, what? Really? Are you real? Are you? She's like, yeah. Are you retarded? She's like, baby, I got no concept of time right now. I live in such long, dilated days that it is very, to be honest with you, like days both disappear and are infinitely long. And no, I didn't. I didn't know. That's really exciting. Huh. Well, let's go then. I can't wait. Like, that's the reason I know that math. I'm like, shit, where am I? Because I'm still, the van's still, the van's still in the back of my head. So I'm like, damn, I'm 1,700. The saving account is great. I've got money going in a couple of different places. And for Caitlin's, she's like, I'm pulling money out of the savings account to build her back end. Like we put $200 towards a credit card. We just put $100 towards her Webull account, which, dude, she's just gonna get some BarkBox, man. I think I'm gonna put her into like 50% 50% stick. Dude, it keeps going up. Fuck. I really want to get it 150, and I just didn't get her shit up enough. And now, I think 1160, 1180 is gonna be the best entry to at least start being in there because it's way easier to watch when you're in there. It was really, that's the thing I have to accept. So I was like, I'll take a bad entry because I can watch lists are just, they just don't show the same as your active position.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie. I used to do that on the T account, just buy a single share just as a placeholder, and yeah,
Yeah.
so I knew a reference point.
Yeah. So I just went.
It's funny. Think how funny the concept of that is.
Mm-hmm.
And
And well,
buy a share, don't give a fuck about the price, just so I have a name on a paper, yo.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's kind of, yeah. It's like, because if it's on the paper, I'm 80% confident that I'm going to be able to walk away at even. Not really concerned about that. I'm losing some opportunity costs. That's all I'm losing. You know, not a big deal, dude. Yeah, dude, fucking
the first
20
one,
grand.
that definitely trades you on that whole shit. Like, yeah, portfolio management, because it's like, man, if you want to get into anything, obviously you probably got to get out of something because it's a small account. So a lot of account management, and yeah, trying to play it on times, like you said too, is getting mine so they appear to be where I've either bought a little heavier in on the Tuesday if needed or whatnot, to then be able to exit at a decent price throughout the rest of the week. Because again, you can't trigger that day trade thing. So if you ever do some price averaging, now that just resets you. So you got to get off that day. So yeah, it's definitely, making some of those time related functions more apparent and okay.
Yeah.
Because again, like in the beginning, man, we were momentum day traders. Coming off of that shit, that definitely makes the mind work a certain way when it sees certain things comparatively to where it should be if you're working a lot of other ways, like it's
a lot of other ways, many other ways.
Yeah, but it's like I like winning that chase, but at the same time too, I don't like being in that chase, because I see how easily you can do that without chasing. You can also just do something and then come back later and undo it, and you're in that same place. So
100%. Or just find the total maximum gain. Yeah, man, I love the buy day, sell day, buy day, sell day, and just like almost every guide will be timed to where they make it very unlikely that they can buy on Monday. Dude, it's the biggest mistake I think ever, because we get excited on the weekend. It's perfect. Like, how many people get their account set up and because they can instantly transfer, they've got $100 in buying power Sunday.
Well, the other thing too is I was thinking about it is, man, like I know I listened to the Addy reports on the SPY and I'll reference the SPY, but it's like how much easier it would be to just look if we're in SOXL, plays are in an upward moment, like movements going upwards. If we're in SOXS, be wary. We're in a downward trend.
I definitely know for me, it'll be my barometer.
Yeah, dude.
I totally agree. Because I will know those price ranges way better because they're different enough. The SPY doesn't change enough for it to trigger in my head. It's very hard. I can look at it.
Remember that its normal range is like 380. I keep, trying to say 280. Like almost anytime I'm talking to somebody in a text, I have to go back and correct myself because it's either that or the other one. For some reason, naturally, I say 360. It's at 360. No, bitch, it's at like 390 around 400. But yeah, it's such a weird one. It's, it's out of all the stocks. I mean, they still, in my mind, seem like they have ramps and, like rampy, and you can have those island formation where the price is connected and all that shit. Then you have the SPY and it just does this just over and up, up and down, up and down, up and down, a little higher sometimes, a little lower sometimes, depending on how the fucking Fed's doing or people feel. But it's like, in regard, it don't swing outside of like its range. It just stays there. It's the craziest shit. But yet, yeah, money can be made on it time after time after time after time, and it's just gonna keep waving.
Yeah, and no matter how it spikes up, if we're ever on the offside, it always corrects enough temporarily in present moment will correct enough. And that's the thing that's so hard to kind of explain. But listen, there's a lot of the time where this does not matter at all. But if it appears as if it matters, it super matters in that moment for some reason. And the time to explain it, it would be very hard because you can't even talk normal lingo with people because you realize that they're just gonna have more questions, and those questions are going to infect what I'm trying to think about.
Yeah, and now you're past the moment of what you're talking about.
Yes,
that's the weird thing too. Is like trying to explain anything with this, you can't fully get it into the person unless they're experiencing it real time. But unless you're real quick with it and they have a very good comprehension of these weird terms, they're not going to pick it up at that moment. It might be 30 seconds or 3 minutes later of explaining. You're now past that moment, so it doesn't fit into. So yeah, you're not experiencing it now. You're past that.
Right, man. it's yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like straight up. You walk up, you touch the stove, it don't burn you. Fucking 2 minutes later, it burns you, and you're supposed to correlate those two together. And it fucking touch the stove burns you. And it's just, yeah, it's.
I think it's that. I think it's SMS alerts. I haven't seen anyone offering SMS alerts for fucking for entries. Like it may, dude.
For sure. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, dude. I see a lot of people doing WhatsApp, like a lot of notifications, but like, dude, I get fucking text messages from my real estate property all the time, and I constantly forget that shit stays real segmented for some reason when it comes to tribes and techniques, even though we're all a world of marketers. So I don't know why that still happens. Like marketers are the best artists. What are you doing? Oh shit, I can do that with clay. Like literally, man. Like, dude, or comedy. Apparently for a while when urban, like, dude, there was really urban places, but then you'd have like the Stand in New York, and like there'd just be a lot of straight black street comedians that they would go watch fucking like Everyone Loves Raymond, that guy. They would watch his act, his stories, and then just hood it up. Like that is a hilarious premise. And
Yeah.
that premise with our culture and how life works in this bitch would be as funny for us. Like, dude, but dude, I think yeah, man, it might be. Yeah, Dustin, I know no matter what, it's just like there's I feel like there's so many ways of us making a lot of passive income while making people a lot of money. And I don't think it costs us a lot, because here's the trap. Everyone who offers a Patreon group for any reason ends up answering questions. They offer a couple weird specific things, and those things are, we know what we do and do not want to do, and we know how we want to help. And the way we do help is by not doing those things. Those are a distraction. If you would like to go be distracted and you'd like to be caught by analysis of paralysis, you are totally fine with that. But for $5 a month, you can jump in this and leave at 5%. And if you think you're fucked, here, show us the record. Honestly, I think we'll probably be able to pay you back most times. Show us 3 months where you fucking where you exited at a fail, and cool. I don't even care if you did it by mistake. It's a $3 stock. If that's the way you're gonna short us, cool. You do realize like we got a premium on you over the last 3 months where you were showing us.
Yeah, exactly. So your $15 loss, here's your premium.
Yeah, man. And then I think maybe it is just like, because SMS is expensive, charge $10 a month for SMS updates.
Yep.
You know, like come to the Patreon, $5 a month. When we go in and what price we got in at, what we recommend the exit. No, we don't put our exits in. Why? Honestly, it's just too much effort, too much work and effort. We want everyone to take five. We're 5% people. If anything you want to take more, that's yours. What we do with our money is irrelevant. We think entries matter. Like I believe we put like it's a personal responsibility thing. Again, dude, you can go to a guy and say, hey, what's the best fishing rod? What's the best bait? What's the best technique? And where's the best place for that fish? That's what I want to offer. You still got to fucking pull the reel. But I think that's yes, and I think we're just very blunt about that. We're very because the other thing I'm trying to get people to appreciate is like, I think this is a bad idea to try to do passively and act like you're going to do it full time. It's too difficult. If you're going to do it passively, find someone who does it full time. Because dude, as you know, once you do it full time, you just have a lot of passive information that is very curated.
Exactly. You can, in a moment, pick up information that normally people would have had to have sat there for a while to gather, because you can see the historics of it and know that, yeah, likely this is what's about to happen.
What our noticing is free to us, and it's not meant to be looked at deeper, and you don't want to build that skill. That it is a skill that takes time, and you have to eat up a lot of your attention. If you're not trying to only watch stock related videos, if you want to live your life like normal and make this take up 20% and not 80%, you find someone who is doing it and wants to, just because like, dude, that's what YouTube is primarily about. That it's a lot about that life. It is like, I'm doing this either way, man, and I want people's lives to be better. And I think we do a 5 and 10, and if we can get anyone on the 10, I'll happily pay for the SMS service. We're going to need it for our buyers list anyway. So like, we're going to need a bulk discount because everything's user based. You know that. We're like,
yeah,
we know we're not going to use a small amount of these long term. So I can plan accordingly for that, because SMS is probably going to be a big winner for us. We can hit a bunch of messengers and chat bots all day long, but old school, man, what's your phone number?
Yeah, straight up, dude. I ain't gonna lie, like that part of it, it's like, I know you can go into Discord and fucking mute certain channels and all that bullshit. But it's like, man, I sign up for a fucking thing. I just want their fucking tickers. And now I've got to go through and either mute 22 channels that are irrelevant, or, like what I do, because I'm autistic as fuck, man, I just shut the whole shit off. So now Discord don't fucking alert me at all,
And
which
guess
is
what?
annoying.
Autistic as fuck. You're not looking. Why are you
I'm
looking at this
missing
place
that
with all your
5%
voice?
that I do watch, but it's like I can't take all that.
It's
And WhatsApp too was, I mean, the only reason I continue to use WhatsApp is because that's where all my VAs are. So it's like I'm in there talking to VAs and I'm seeing stock plays pop up in other channels. So that's what, has me seeing in there. But it's like, dude, if I got text notification, dude, I'd probably delete all the rest of it, just, mute everything and just let my phone do what my phone does and fucking, make that money.
Dude, yeah. So like, I love it, bro. Immediately, a market of one is a market of many, in my opinion. Like,
okay, give me 1 second. My trigger just went off on my phone for okay.
if I make sure that I'm always off screen on times of like what I'll call downtime for lack of a better purpose, it makes it very easy to cut later on without have to watch or pause.
Okay, perfect. Then just give me 1 second. We're in the bathroom then while we're pausing. Checks. So go. Holes burning. So if you have anything that can put into crypto, it might be good for this weekend.
Got like $500 because I only went 400 deep into eyes. Dude, it's the cure of blindness. Which is funny because you always have to remember, it's like, no, they're selling you on the fact that they think they'll be able to find the cure for blindness, and not the cure, but a solution for would be a better word for blindness. And if they're right, good. They don't have it. These are proclamations. Quickly, because as you walked away, and I will find a word for it later on because I don't want to attach it to him, but I think if we don't label it, it will be hard. Because I think if we have a label, you can kind of throw it out at me when we have the conversation. But I feel like I don't know if there we go. Knowledge confidence. The first question is, I'm not so much asking you, but I'm also asking the producer, because he reflexively kind of lets you know when a motherfucker's just doing things that are distracting and not understanding. And I think for the most part, you'll let me play around because that's kind of, you love me, and why not? It's not going to hurt anything. You're going to solve our problem. So it's harmless is what I'm saying. But in that same statement, I realize that I keep, no matter what we're doing, draining on about building an email list. And because of that, I can always talk about websites and a bunch of other things. But at its core, I'm talking about building a tribe and a brand of followers on some level. And I just don't know if to you it comes off. And if it does come off that, I want to give it enough credence to decide if it is or isn't. That's the point. Like, if it has any weight, let's weigh it and find out if where to go from there. But it just feels like I'm pulling a Luke when I'm doing that. I'm shiny lighting. I'm trying to do
the same thing when it comes to that as I always do, is that somebody can say a bunch of stuff, but if they truly wanted that, they'll do something. And if they do something, I help. But if they don't do nothing, they don't really want it. They're just saying stuff. And so I'll let whoever say whatever, and they can keep saying, and then we'll walk away and they won't do shit. And I ain't doing nothing, and we're good. People do what they want. That's why people do drugs. It's why people do everything they fucking want. They can say some shit and think they want that, but if they don't do that, that's not what they want.
So really, they don't. That's what they don't do more than anything, dude. At a very high level, it's like doesn't. So I guess I do go back to is it a distraction?
I mean, it's one of those things. I'm not going to start it.
Oh yeah, I know.
And if it got started, I mean, as always, I'd help. There's potential for it, but I mean, there's potential for everything we do. We just don't stick to it to the end. So,
Truesies, so truesies.
I mean, the worst thing is too is I think like with a lot of those type of projects, it's always like we seem to like look at those or attack those differently, because it's always like, we've gotten better with like business projects. Like we realize there's a step or hurdle one and get through hurdle one and then move on to step or hurdle two. with that, we always have this like end goal, and then have a bunch of ideas for it, and then a bunch of shit that would have to get done, obviously, to fulfill those ideas, but that don't really get talked about. And then we just move on because it seems too daunting, because we did that level of thinking about it. We thought grandioso, plugged in a lot of good ideas, and then
Realize working those ideas.
after that meeting gets over, those fucking endorphins are done over fucking, you know, being happy over the thought, then fucking
That's
ain't
what
no
stamps.
happening because it's too much.
Yeah. I guess I see so many other people accomplishing it and not doing much. It seems like it isn't that much work. I just have to initiate it again. Cool. It's always me.
Yeah, that, or at this point, fucking hire someone to do it. I mean, like I said, man, I am trying to line that up. Like, it don't matter what that shit is in front of me. If I have any resistance to doing it, how much is it going to cost me to have someone do it? Because
I agree.
my fucking time is worth well more. I see we can pull $20,000 out of the market in 4 fucking months. I should not be doing whatever that is, because that's not pulling money out of the
I
market.
just really reinforce that. I could probably just, run around in circles for the next couple weeks and just see where we are next month.
See if you can find something online to pay for. Like I said, man, we got to get out of that broke mentality. Like, we got to do everything.
Yeah, it's getting there, man. Hearing that number's great. I guess the producer must have just like fucking wigged out, like, oh, okay, cool. What are we doing here?
Yeah, no, and we pulled that, dude, because as I've told you before, I don't count how much money I got. If I know how much money I got, I know how much money I can spend. So that's not a good thing. So I have a safe full of money. So that fucking definitely gives me a fucking lot better picture of what's in there, because I know that much is not my account, and I know I didn't spend that much. So fucking yeah.
Man, it's hilarious, dude. My dark sick mind's like, happy I got a key to that safe. Fucking, yeah, like it'd be if you disappeared, obviously, like the reason why, but the thought doesn't need a reason why it comes up. It's just the thought. Dude, I'm so happy we're doing. Dude, fucking that is, yeah, man. Like that's where my underlying confidence is coming from. Like realizing, like, because dude, again, I'm literally half of mine disappears, and I've got a bunch of dumb bills that don't make any money, and I'm still okay. So like he's got to be all right. I mean, like, well, I'm like, well, I think we'll be buying some portion of land shortly. Like, yeah, no, man, like it's
like real soon. Like fucking yeah, maybe plugging in that system, fucking paying the fucking like $40 because it's a land lien or a land purse lead, and then fucking yeah, pursuing it that way is yeah, it's definitely probably gonna happen this year. I'm thinking probably in the next month I'm going to get my pilot's license, and then yeah, it's on after that, because then we got
I would love it. Dude, I would love it, because I'm pretty confident the second you start that process, the first thing he's going to do is going to realize like, oh, this is X amount of hours. This is X amount of, the second it's all about X amount of flight hours. He's going to math and know exactly whatever the tick is. And that's going to translate to, I don't know.
Be able to fly out there for our birthday.
That would be cool.
That'd be fucking retarded.
We'd have to do a lot of puddle hopping.
Oh, dude, every puddle.
Like, yeah, dude.
I don't know how it works as far as that whole, like, you got to call those people and tell them you're doing some shit like landing and all that, but man, they're gonna be annoyed with us.
Cool.
Oh shit, look at that. Yo, I want to land here.
Well, here's the good news. I think the part of that training, a lot of it is learning that. Like learning how to fly a plane and fly a helicopter is more like learning how to drive a truck than it is to learning how to drive a car. You're a mechanic. You're learning how to operate this machine. You're not learning how to fly a plane.
The first two core lesson plans you have to get through before you can even go down there is that radio communication and learning the weather symbols and talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 languages you get to learn before you even start. Weather language, communication with tower language.
Yeah. So it's
different languages.
Wow, yeah, man. He must have gotten like really like, oh wow, dude, that is really good over, dude. And I felt like we were doing a pretty, dude. I wouldn't describe it as an all right job. I don't know, but I'm ultra critical, so I don't want you to take that. Don't base that on anything. But like, you know how he works, man. He's not fucking ever like we're doing fun. Like I call it like we're doing bad, not bad, but like shitty. Shitty is actually different than bad, if you know what I mean. Like we're doing pretty shitty. Like, I know that's weird because people would definitely measure those statements differently, but you understand what that cut is. Wow.
Yeah, it definitely made the whole experience a different now. Yeah, looking back experience. Dude, I'm fucking, yeah. I mean, I was excited. I can't wait to get back in there anyway, but
Dude,
fucking,
we almost doubled our money in 6 months.
yeah, man.
By the way, without increasing our base investment, like we more than doubled our money. Like most of the time when people are doubling their money, they're getting to use the additional money to increase the doubling. We've doubled our money on a base.
Yeah,
That's
we held
big.
ourselves at just around 25 to 30
Yeah.
this whole time, yo.
Yeah, dude, that's a way different math equation. Like that's weird. That's
Yeah.
It also means we're definitely going to be able to increase the account size. That shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, man. I mean, like straight up, what I'm thinking is if we run that SOXS play for a little bit, I plan on getting the account back to, where it needs to be, like
Yeah.
25. At that point, I'm going to maintain that. Have you jump on the, like those YOLO plays?
I
Or I don't
understand.
say YOLO plays, but you know what I mean? Like the potential.
But no, you had to go to the extreme. I mean, you both know the plays I'm talking about. They're not YOLO, but they are like bigger swings, lower investments.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping that the SOXX will be the bread and butter and just keeps the account going. And if you even hit one of those every other week, that will give us, if we're not getting greedy and not overdrawing, we can always step it up if we're doing better, but not, pulling 5,000 every time we get a GME swing, something like that. Dude, we should have the account up within, by June. Our account should be double and we'll be taking double.
Yeah. So is the plan really? And so when I say YOLO, I almost always use 80% of our total investment in said play is a YOLO play, regardless of level of wins. Like, because it's like, yeah, we're using all of our money to live. Like that's what we're doing, whether it's a win or not. Now I say that is the plan, and I don't care. Although I kind of only want us to do 50%. Is the plan?
So I was just about to say, yeah, no, I mean, when I say YOLO, it's more like the scenario of the play.
Yeah.
It's based off of social media, not based off of any technicals, that type of shit. Like,
So,
yeah, we'll still not want to go too deep to where we can critically wound ourselves under 17.5.
Okay. Next question. With the SOX play, are you saying, do you think, it seems like you're saying really in our holdings, other than things that we're waiting to go green, it's going to be entirely.
You're only going to see SOSX and SOXL, and you can use those to figure out if you're doing it.
Really what you're going to do? That's crazy. Not in a negative, but just like crazy as in I'm astounded.
Yeah, man, this is like I said, like I think I found the fucking key where I can look at this shit like maybe 6 times a fucking week for 10 minutes each time. And set my alert for the next time I need to sit, so I don't even have to pay attention to that. It alerts me, go sit down, do a little bit of technical run, make sure this is where I want to exit, figure out where I want to re-enter on the other swing, and then fucking walk away.
And you're going to try to do that from now till the end of the month?
Yeah.
Can we set that in stone as the parameters so they can't be broken? I love those parameters. I don't like them being penciled in. I would love.
Yeah, I'm sick of. Yeah, I mean, I'm.
I'll watch. I'll fucking watch, and I'll bring it up like, hey, man, why do we have an option here?
And it's funny. It's partly
anything else.
Well, if it's an option, it's going to be an SOXX or SOXL. But even that, I'm not running those until I've got the account back where I want it. Like I don't.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't want any silly shit. I just want the account back where it's supposed to be, and then.
And if you only do that, it's going to
start doing silly shit again. But
sweet, I love that. Let's. We already know the options we can sell the day of because we're already 90% lost. So let's see where we are the day of. That's a couple days from now.
Yeah, those two. Oh, and just so you know too, open and fold. We had talked about possibly closing those out. We're definitely going to want to watch and see what happens on Monday. Both of them. One of them is its third knock on its resistance, and the other one's on like its 5th knock on the resistance. Nice. And both of them, if they break that resistance, are breaking new all-time highs.
Really?
So
I think we need to buy an option in laser too. I think if you look at laser right now and you look at its price and you look at its candles, there's no way the next expiration around $40 isn't going to make money. Like, dude, the chart's pretty crazy. Like, I was like, man, laser used to be dope. It came into my, I have a post up there and it had laser and then some random digits that have nothing to do with anything. Like, I don't even know what I was saying. I think maybe a time, but I looked, I'm like, dude, it's back down to $27. It read hard and it has been green that long to where the option is not adjusted. And based on everything we're seeing, it's going to go up over the next couple. It's going to go up a lot. Like, and I want to be, and my thought is like, shit, if Monday morning we get a single laser at 40 for next week, for the next expiration day, between Monday and Wednesday, if if you look at the charts too, and you kind of, because we agree theoretically on the short term, what's going to happen. If you think that stock is going to qualify and your charts are like, holy shit, look where this thing's going to go. I think it's I think we buy 1 to 3 on Monday because they're going to be real cheap still, I think. Because I looked at the price and it seems cheap, but I'm still not great at that. And I think by Wednesday, dude, either way, I need your help figuring out which option and price, because I do want to buy one on my personal to find out where it is on Wednesday. But I think if you look at lasers daily and it's weekly, it's pretty crazy, like what it could do over the short term. And it doesn't need to hit 40. I just needed to move a bunch in this. Like, that's the thing why I'm saying, well, I think we should at least buy 1 or 2, because I don't think it's a bad idea based on that fucking Starbucks transaction, bro. That would have been in the money tomorrow too. We saw, because I watched the underlining. The underlining was great the next day too. I could have sold that option the next day and not fucking used our second of 3. Fuck.
Well, the good thing is those roll over after like 5 calendar days.
Yes.
The little infractions. So we'll just not do that for a week and then be okay. So at least we got our 3 strikes again. Our little 3 strikes, not our big 3 strikes.
Okay, sweet, man. We'll set it in stone. Then if that's the case, I just want you, so I won't know it. Can you just text me a screenshot of the order? Whatever the easiest way is for you to let me know an entry happened at what price, because I want to start pushing that to other people too. It's an $11 investment. I definitely think, because I'm trying to convince people to put $150 in the market and watch how it can grow. Just experience what this game is with a very safe product, and all it has to do is sit there, and you'll harvest it, and you'll replant it, and you'll harvest it, and you'll replant it, and you'll harvest it, and you'll replant it. I just need to know the entries. I don't actually even care about the exits. You don't have to tell me, because I might send the early exits. I just want to know about entries, like, because what have I said?
Then do both, so don't fall off.
Yeah.
Because one is going to be the entry to the other.
Yes.
The exit of SOSX is the entry to SOXL. So yeah, so I'll let you know both ways.
Yeah.
Because Monday it's going to be very opportunistic to get into SOXS. It's at 394 right now. Everybody's getting stimulus this weekend. Money Monday. Fucking Monday is gonna fucking like woo. I'm thinking we might see SPY touch the 400. It might play around like 398 and like finesse it, and then sometime during this week hit the 400. Not to blow its whole load the first round, but I think this week we're gonna see that final get up there.
Nice.
And when we do, if that bitch touches 400, I am fucking draining the account on SOXS.
Cool. That's what I did yesterday. That's what I did last time.
Yeah, dude. You see how easy it is? It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Whenever it's one of those highs, it's gonna be hard for me not to use my temporary buying power in my local account to just cool sauce. Like,
yeah, dude, exactly. Here's another 5 or 10% just added on.
Sauce. Cool. Sell it tomorrow. Yep. Sell it in the morning, wherever it is. Doesn't really matter. I'll take the money. It was $75 last time. $970 last time. If we're doing collective. So, all right. Sweet, man. Cool. I'm really excited to just see how that works out. And yeah, man. Maybe I'll
it's like Monday too. I'm gonna be unloading my entire Weeble account, and I'm gonna just run it the same way. Like, I don't want to be distracted by other shit in that. Like, if I, whatever, I might, if I see a solid play come up in the group or something like that, I might throw in a little bit, but I just want to focus and get really good.
I want you to too, dude. I can do all the distraction plays. If you have money that you want to have on distractions, give it to me. I'll fucking put it somewhere and give it back to you later. Honestly, if put it into the big account, or like whatever you're doing with it, do with it. But if you don't want to do distracted shit with it, don't do distraction shit with it.
No, I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna mirror the big account on my SOXS plays.
That'll be fun, because then I can compare how I do against your how much money do you have in your small account? Your Weeble.
I think it's at like 980 right now. I took a fucking hard hit on a fucking CCIV option.
I guess the better question is, how much is your total capital invested?
$900.
I'm at like 1320. I did the original 100. I did the 1,000. I did the 200 for Blackstone, and I ended up doing 220 for the Blackstone because there was some random fee or something. Or I didn't have enough buying power exactly. Okay, so we're close enough to where we could actually compare returns.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll when we start playing that game, because I know we will, we'll figure it out. Like, either have you remove some money or I'll put money in, and we'll just start at ground zero, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not excited to do that too, but it's like, as we both know right now, there's no way, even if one of us had 1,000, one had like 950, that's so different because we're sitting in different positions. You can't be like, oh, this is go, because it's not go, like that's not how that works.
Why, dude? I don't know. I love it. I'd like you to see my
We
start.
both start with screenshots of empty accounts and $1,000. Now let's see.
Oh, no dots, no bubbles, bro. No bubbles.
No bubbles.
No bubbles.
Fuck that shit. Like, yeah, let's play this, and you got like fucking 12 giant green bubbles. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that is truesies, isn't it? Nice, man. All right, well, stock traders.
Fuck yeah, we are, brother.
That's pretty crazy. Man.
$1,000 this quarter.
How much?
20,000 this quarter.
20,000. Yeah, I just wanted to hear it
The
again.
quarter ain't over.
Nah, dude, that's
We still got like 3 weeks left.
that's pretty life changing.
Yeah, man. That's $40,000 years for 2 people.
Yeah, bro. And I don't know about you, man, but the best I could ever con someone into paying me a year was close to 40.
Yeah, that's about where I was too.
Yeah, like I couldn't manage my way up to a higher position, and I was fucking too bored to work myself to laterally to a better position either. It's always been that way. There's always been a nice glass ceiling for that I've created for myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say my best situation out of all of them was at StubHub. I was making like 42.5 with bonuses. I was around 46, but I had what's his face there? That kid Justin promised me the 60,000 if I'd have moved to Utah. So my highest ever job was 46.5. My highest ever promised job was 60K, but it didn't work out. So.
Super happy that I was fucking very adamant about saying, dude, it's a bad idea. You got to go with me. Listen, we're gonna waste a bunch of time and money doing the wrong things for a while. It's a good choice.
I was definitely glad I didn't go. Fuck that shit.
Well, yeah, you can say that 40 grand later.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I knew.
I know, in general.
That's straight up indentured servitude is what that looked like. Like, you're telling me you're going to move me out to some random place I don't know anything and, give me this little bit of money to stay in this place. I know how bad I'll have to slave to fix this.
Yeah, some real golden handcuffs, man. I love the fact that Caitlin loves her jab, man. It is so fortunate. It is incredibly fortunate, man. What I would give for that. I do envy what that is. There's no way not to.
No, I know exactly. I wish I had that just on things I chose.
Thing is, you love what you get paid to show up, and you love what you do to show up. That is so cool. And you don't seem to care about the total money, baby. It's only me who wants more, better, 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 better. You'd be very ASD with a very space, dude. Very basic. Just the freedom to do the small non-basic things would be enough.
Exactly. If she could buy her books and fucking here and there visit her mom, I'm sure she'd live a happy life.
Dude, and right now, man, she couldn't be happier. Fucking vacations about a month.
Hell yeah.
She's gone for a month too. She couldn't be more excited about. Like, dude, we're renting a fucking villa. We're renting a cool Airbnb with a media room on the outside in San Diego. And then like someplace in Bear Lake. And while at Bear Lake, it's cool. While at Bear Lake, Mark's gonna be up there building one of his 3 houses. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time there talking to him.
Where's Bear Lake?
North. Idaho and Utah.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, I want you to come to San Diego with.
What are you guys doing there?
Renting a place to be there on the beach for a private beach. We're renting a villa.
Bear Lake? No, not the San Diego. The Bear Lake thing.
Yeah, Bear Lake. It's a whole house we're renting.
No.
Do you want to rent a room? I would love to. I'd love to make my total cost drop dramatically. Not dramatically.
Okay, I'll come visit for a little bit.
You should.
It's not like a family thing.
No, it's a couple families. Well, it's a family thing, as in like our terms of family. It's me, it's Caitlin, it's the kids, it's Lorraine, it's her kid. Like it's people who like families hanging out and they want to be on the beach. And I plan on doing some work.
I like the beach. I don't like families. So
yeah. But you like kids, which is nice. I have very non-traditional families, if we haven't noticed. Cool, man. Let me let you go. I need to get in a bunch of green. Gonna go to a book fair / St. Patrick's Day party that's happening at a school. Just it's really exciting. Let's.
Motherfuckers, no.
What?
Fucking 20,000 this quarter, bitches. Fucking, you could be too.
Dude, I just don't not see us having a fund. Like, I don't think the paperwork's that expensive. I see a lot of capital management funds everywhere. It's a little bit of paperwork. It's not even a lot.
Once we finally visit out east, I think that we're gonna end up skipping a few hurdles on this kind of shit too. Caleb's boss is planning on doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to, basically, dude, I think we're gonna fucking like this dude a lot. I think he's gonna be like Archie Math.
Really?
Dude is banked and fucking he just is dying to spend his money to make something successful to get out of furniture. Yeah, man.
Well, he might be luckier than us.
Yo, 100%. We're gonna solve this dude's problems to solve ours. Like,
It's always been my what I
dude,
thought.
he's got like like he just, and he sounds like either ADHD or fucking something on that spec, because at the same time too, dude's trying to run like 7 or 8 little projects to make money, but his big project is, and I will figure out if we're going to jump on board with this one or what, but he wants to SEO the shit out of, or whatever, Google trend what people are looking for mattresses, and anything that doesn't have a product, he has a place that will build custom beds. So if we can find the market
Wow,
demand,
that's a good idea.
yeah, man, market demand for a bed that's not being sold, then we can build the bed and sell it.
Man, bro, we're gonna be very dangerous once we have a staff.
Dude,
Right.
I know. When I think on the other side, just meeting this dude, we might be able to bankroll a staff from him to
So I know it sounds stupid, bro, but I think we might need to be dumb. And by dumb, I mean not rush the situation, but like when we would consider reasonably acceptable to spend the money to fly out there to do what we need to do might be in 4 or 5 months. But I think
I was thinking more likely if you're down, because I probably, the next time I fly, I'll probably be in my own plane. Like
I don't care how, dude. I don't care how we get there. I said fly as a.
Yeah, but when we go get the van, I was just say, if you want to do that trip, go out there, see the kids, meet Caleb's boss, check in with Addie.
April. That's next month.
Yeah, like April or May. Yeah.
If he can't get it fixed, what do we do? Do we buy another? If he can't get it fixed, what do we do? Do we buy another van? Do we take a bus there? What do we do?
I'd be down as fuck the bus. I mean, I like that experience, but it's like some people don't. So if you're down, I mean, I'm down.
Every shitty moment wouldn't have been shitty if I was hanging out with you. You understand that?
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like, there aren't no bad. There's
cool or fine when you're with someone. So
yeah, it just cool, an adventure.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, no, we can bust it because again, I'm gonna text him, but that's also why I asked. Like, yeah, no, I think you're right. I think if we magically appear there, that is important. That's a halo.
Right now, and so Caleb called me last night. He's like,
suit up. Yeah.
Called me because dude actually fucking like asked for me. Like Caleb has put enough bugs in his ear about how well we're doing with the stock market and shit. The dude had gone out to dinner, heard some like a buddy that had done great with the stock market or something, and came back and asked Caleb, so what's up with this Dustin kid?
This Dustin kid.
Yeah, what's he got going on? And so fucking Caleb's like, yo, dude's running game on fucking the stock market shit. He's got like 5 or 6 people that follow him now, like basically talking about the guys in our chat. He's like, that are all making money off him now. He's in and he played.
Caleb will always have one of the best ways of phrasing any situation.
Yeah, he did pretty good, man.
Dude, you smokescreen, but this motherfucker knows how to draw.
So let him know that you and I are in a weird situation, is what he told him, that I'm controlling your account, that we're both making money off of it, but both of us agree it would be better that you had your own account and I had my own account and we could run them, same time, whatever, but I'm not there. And my goal is to run these people's accounts up so that I can get my own account. And dude's like, oh, solid fucking play, blah, blah, blah. And just so like, just built in.
Dude, yeah, he sold him on the immigrant mentality. Like he literally did. He's like, you mean this guy's so good? He's letting his friend trust him with money, and his goal is to make enough money that he gets his own. Okay, I like this guy's goal. This guy's making a bunch of money. Yeah, can I meet this Dustin character?
So it seems like at least I'm a thought in the dude's head. So if we showed up and just did a little magic, I think we'd fucking have whatever we wanted out of the other side of that experience.
Okay, so I mean, man, probably so Caitlin's birthday's on the 11th. So I just have to do it after the 11th because I'm going to be gone at the last week of, I'm going to be gone until the 1st. So dude, I think we just put it in the books that we go the 3rd week. I think you will have no problem making enough money just with what you claimed in those motions. And I know our small accounts will both make enough cheddar, to be honest with you. I'll probably be paying for what do you call it? The personal expenses on the money I make on the back
Oh, big brother.
personal account. So I'm not really too stressed about that either. I figured the main account will cover the generic expenses to get there. And it'll just like, I mean, just like this time we covered the baseline.
It's the business account.
Fucking, please keep our receipts.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%.
Yeah, no. Okay, so the 3rd of March, April. Her birthday is. Oh wow, dude. You know, honestly, want to be a fuck face? You want to just go the 4th? Fuck it. It's like that's actually really far away after her birthday. We can go before and come back. It's just whether we can afford it or not. So over the next 2 weeks,
Let's do it on the other side to it, because if
Okay.
for some reason we decide we want to stay or do something longer, I don't want to have you have to rush back.
100%. And if I already checked off her birthday hard, dude, you have to understand. She thought I was going to be gone for 14 to 15 days. She wasn't sure if I was coming back. Never mind when. Like, which seems mean when I say it, but it's probably the best situation to be in, because like you will not get mad at me that way, baby. And the goal is to not get mad at me. Like that should be a goal, because like, is our relationship better if you're mad at me? There's no benefit to it.
Exactly. I want you to love me while I'm here, miss me while I'm gone. Yeah. If I'm here too much, you can't miss me. And if I'm gone, and I'm not going forever, I'll be back.
And you always need to know, like, if you need me back, I can always leave. If I don't have to, I always can.
Mhm.
Weird as that sounds, like yeah, no worries. So when I appeared magically much quicker than she expected, that was great.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude, it was like
green light for the next time. Exactly.
we were barely gone. And this time I'll be in New England, so we can also get all that PC shit, because I think we're gonna need those screens.
Oh, dude, all day. Yes, 100%. And the Amazon shit. Oh, if we have any Amazon there, so Caleb and his boss now got that warehouse, and they're just stacking shit. So fucking
That's
Amazon.
that's not a way to win, bro. I tried that method. It's fucking not great. It's a lot of work.
Well, the reason they're stacking, so Amazon, you cannot sell any toys without getting approved. And the approval now is like a 3-step hurdle to
Hard.
sell toys. So he went on there. He's like, my competition is nil. So he went back to the thing. The boss is already getting through the licensing shit. He just paid $5,000 so that they can use Marvel, Lego, any brand named shit. They have all the licenses for everything. So
Justin, I have to leave, man. We'll talk later, bro. I'm sorry. I can't keep hearing that. Well, I love you, man. I should have left like 10 minutes ago, and I just heard that statement. So cool. If we want to talk tonight, we can. I'll be back in like 2 hours. Do your thing.
We can sell them all that shit and offload it, bro.
Yeah, we need April. We're going back. Don't care how. I'll text the guy about the van. We'll figure out what it costs. I would like to do the van because it'd be nice to finally get that shit back. It's not a money thing, so it must be a me thing, because I don't have an excuse.
What's your shit? Yeah, 100%. You want your shit. I always want my shit.
I do too. Well, they have had spotty. I don't know if you noticed, but their grid, it's not the best right now.
Motherfucker's out there with his solar panel with his drill.
Some guy just pumping the hydraulic fluid so that way the fucking thing works.
Hell yeah, the other guy sweeping the fucking solar panel off and getting the snow off. Damn, yeah.
Dude, who knows where we're going to be in May? Dude, I like the every month. I like doing every month. Even if it fucking slows our growth speed, we'll enjoy our life from the get.
Yeah, man. That's the whole point of this shit.
It does, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hey, brother. Have fun at your book fair.
It's going to be